I was nowhere near her level at 15, either on the court or off the court. Not even close.
Coco Gauff is a legend in the making. The highly talented tennis superstar has made waves ever since she came on board professional tennis at a very young age. She has not only secured great wins, but has played alongside and against some of the biggest names in the tennis world. This skilled tennis player, Coco Gauff, has locked heads with stars like Venus Williams, Iga Swiatek, and Naomi Osaka, and has emerged more often than not the champion. For such a young player, achieving such great feats makes her one of the most talked about players on and off the court, and even amongst her fellow professionals. This points us to the question, what do tennis players think of Coco Gauff?
She's got so much ahead of her though, so all she needs to do is just focus on continuing to get better.
Wimbledon 2019 was the year it all began. The name Coco Gauff began to cause a sensation in the tennis world and in the media right after the tennis superstar won against the former world number 1 and 7-time Grand Slam champion Venus Williams. For such a young professional tennis player, this was a feat many dreamed of and would speak of for years to come. Coco herself couldn't believe she had just won against one of her idols and was visibly dazed and in tears after she shook hands with the star. In her own words, "It was such a thrill. I remember my hand was shaking." For others, this might have been the start of a grudge. After all, the tennis champion Venus Williams had spent years building her craft only to be usurped by a newcomer. This was, however, not to be the case. Impressed by her skill and in a show of good sportsmanship, Coco Gauff told the BBC in her post-match interview that the 42-year-old champion had congratulated her and commented, "Good game," encouraging the budding star to keep going. 2 years later, when Coco Gauff's usual doubles partner Katie McNally suffered an injury, her father Corey Gauff reached out to Venus asking if she would like to team up with his daughter at the French Open in Paris. Surprisingly, she said yes. While the young star sought to use this opportunity to learn from the older pro tennis player, Venus instead praised her partner and commented that she was expecting her to do all the work with how talented she was. The duo played hard, fist bumping and laughing like they'd been playing together for a long time. Although they eventually lost to their opponent in the second set of the match, a bond of sisterhood had been created. Venus, in a post on Instagram, shared their match photos and said she was glad to call her partner, to which Coco responded, "It was an honor." It's obvious there's no love lost between the two as they continue to comment on each other's Instagram posts and pictures. In response to a fan's comment on her YouTube video posted earlier this year, Venus went further to say she would love the idea of coaching Coco Gauff in view of her retirement. The young star feels proud to be on such terms with Venus Williams and feels she wouldn't be where she was as a player without her.
And that match was like the only match I ever cried after winning, and like I remember that moment for the rest of my life.
Not every professional tennis player has had such a successful doubles career as the duo Coco Gauff and world's richest tennis player Jessica Pegula have had so far. Making their doubles debut at the 2022 WTA Finals held in Dickies Arena, Fort Worth, the two professional players combined together exhibited high-level teamwork and playing abilities on the court. The three has not fared differently either, as the two recently secured a win at the 2023 Qatar Open held in Doha, their first doubles title of the 2023 season. Both Americans seem to have become the Williams sisters of this age and time, and were the first female pair to rank among the top 4 on the WTA doubles rankings as of 2022. While playing the game they love most together, the two professional tennis players have built a solid relationship between themselves despite the decade-long age difference between them. Jessica Pegula, the older one of the two, doesn't seem to mind this age difference and has said that she has learned a lot from watching Coco Gauff. She's jokingly commented that being around the younger player keeps her young. In her own words, I would say she has really good energy, you know? Like a lot of fist bumping, jumping around, her athleticism and youthfulness. She's very giggly, she laughs a lot, she's always kind of messing around. Speaking of her playing abilities, at a press conference following the third round win at the BNP Paribas Open, world's richest tennis player Jessica Pegula praised the mentality of her partner, Coco Gauff. "I think she has a really good head on her shoulders. It's definitely not life or death with her for tennis," Jessica said. She also commended Coco Gauff's ability to balance playing tennis with keeping close ties with her family off the court. The dynamic between the two has developed over the many tournaments that they've played together, such that Coco Gauff has said she feels like Jessica is her on-tour sibling. Such playing chemistry between two previous strangers is quite something to watch. Since her debut on the tour, Coco Gauff has reportedly given her fans reasons to rejoice. But as with almost every professional tennis player, one's career cannot be devoid of a few losses here and there, and the star player Coco Gauff has definitely experienced some. In 2019, after a solid run, she lost to the then world number 1 and defending champion Naomi Osaka at the 3rd round of the US Open. Despite this painful loss, what caught the hearts of everyone was what Naomi Osaka had to say about the young and promising player. After convincing Coco to join her in a post-match interview, Naomi praised Coco's parents for raising such an amazing player. For me, I like the fact that both of us made it. It's incredible. I think, Coco, you're amazing, the emerging champion said. She also encouraged her to keep her head up as a proud warrior in a final tweet showing her support for Coco. They met 3 more times after that, at the 2020 Australian Open, the Cincinnati Open in 2021, and when they faced off in 2022 at the San Jose University Tennis Court, of which Coco won only 1 of those times. In a pre-game interview before their last match, Naomi complimented Coco's ability to stay neutral and calm despite being one of the youngest players on the tour. The 4-time Grand Slam singles champion and former world number 1 said she was impressed by Coco's mentality and how well the tennis star had improved year on year. It's only a matter of time before she wins a Grand Slam, Naomi predicted. With the older generation of tennis greats like Roger Federer, Serena Williams, and Venus Williams slowly bowing out of the stage, stars like 19-year-old American Coco Gauff and 20-year-old British tennis player Emma Raducanu seem to be the future of tennis. The duo met for the first time at the 2nd round of the Australian Open in Auckland, New Zealand, with Coco emerging as the winner after a seemingly tough battle. Before meeting each other, Emma had expressed great anticipation towards meeting the highly talked about player. The star said she admired Coco's personality on and off the court and that she was a role model to so many. She's really nice and friendly and down to earth. When she first came to Wimbledon, I think after that it took her a little bit to adjust as well, but then she definitely found her feet and she's playing really good tennis, looking really solid right now, Emma said when asked what she thought of Coco Gauff's route to stardom. Following her loss to the talented tennis player, Emma Raducanu said that she considered Coco Gauff a great opponent. She added that they were both young and classified as the next generation of tennis, so there would obviously be lots of matches to play between them. It's no news that the young professional tennis player Coco Gauff looks up to the Williams sisters as a source of inspiration. In fact, Coco has stated that watching one of her idols, Serena, win the 2009 Australian Open on television was the reason she became interested in playing tennis in the first place. This was at her very young age of 4. Coco Gauff, in a tribute to the American legend, said she was grateful to her for being able to break into a sport that was predominantly white, setting the pace for kids like her. I love that she always elevates herself. I feel like Serena taught me that. From watching her, she never settled for less. The sentiment is not one-sided, as the tennis greatest of all time also admires the talent and prowess shown by Coco Gauff. During a post-match interview at the 2020 Australian Open, Serena Williams expressed her awe at the playing ability displayed by the young star. She's just impressive all round. From her personality to the way she plays, I think it's super impressive, she said. The tennis great also added that when she was her age, she was nowhere close to the way Coco handled herself, on and off the court. It's clear that the tennis legend definitely sees a better version of herself in Coco Gauff.